Hey ladies, it's me and I'm back for a requested video. I got a requested video from msfierceful is her name about a few days ago, asking me to do a video kind of about people pressuring you to maybe get a tubal ligation after having twins, or not necessarily after having twins, or after having multiple children, or however you want to put it, after having more than 2 kids, whatever. And she mentioned that she was getting pressured from her family to get a tubal ligation after having her twins, and that put her at a total of 4 kids, and she's 29. So she wanted me to do a video saying, basically telling if I've ever experienced anybody giving me any type of hard time about getting a tubal ligation and stuff like that, or getting my tubes tied. So basically what I would suggest, first of all, msfierceful, is you can tell them where to go. And that's me putting it nicely, because y'all know I don't care. I have no filter when I get mad. But that's me putting it nicely. So with that being said, let me go ahead and tell you my personal story. Okay, so personally, with the tubal ligation thing, I didn't hear anything about it until I got to a certain point in my pregnancy where you have to actually sign a consent saying that yes, you do want a tubal at the time of birth of your twins. And they have to have that, I think, like 2 months or a month and a half before you go into labor or something like that. So around the about 7.5, 8 month mark, one of my doctor's appointments, it was an older white lady, not being racist, but it was. And she came to me, and she was really nice. We had my whole appointment, and then she was like, you already have 3 kids. And at that time, I wasn't bringing my kids to my doctor's appointments anymore because it was too much. And she was like, you already have 3 kids, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, you should definitely get your tubes tied. So I'm going to put here on this list that you're thinking about it, because you really need to get your tubes tied, because you just don't need to have any more kids. And how old are you again? Oh, I told her 23. Oh, you're 23? You're cute. I'm going to put you on this list. Okay, so let's just rewind a little bit. At the time, I was definitely not thinking about getting my tubes tied. Has it ever crossed to my mind? Okay, yeah, but it's never been like, oh, that's definitely something I need to do. Oh, I need to do this because people are going to be like, oh my God, she has 5 kids. That's not my concern. My concern is not what people think. My concern is what it is. Actuality. Facts. That's what I go off of. So let me fast forward. The time when she did that, y'all know me. I'm quick to trigger. But at that time, it kind of didn't hit me as such of an insult as, this lady's weird. Okay. Yeah, you can put out, think about it, but it's not happening. But I'll just nod my head and just say, I'll think about it. When I got home is when I really got mad, because I started to think about it like, how dare she come to me, question me, and then make my decision for me based off of what she thinks she knows about me. And then I automatically thought, is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm black and I'm going to have 5 kids? Is that why you're pushing it on me? Because I kind of feel insulted by that. Or even if I didn't go with race, is it because I'm 23? Do you think all 23-year-olds are the same? Do I look like I'm an average 23-year-old? Did I tell you my kids were in foster care or taken care of by somebody else and I'm just out here popping them out? Like, I kind of feel like she was putting me in a stereotypical bracket. No matter which one you pick, race, age, not being married, whatever, marital status, whatever you want to call it, I felt like she was putting me in a category, and I didn't like it. So, I told a few people about it, and I was like, I can't believe this lady, whatever. Went back to the doctors a couple weeks later, and because she had put me down as thinking about it from then on until I had my twins, they were asking me, do you want to have a tubal? Is a tubal something that you said you think about, or that you wanted to do, or da-da-da-da-da? So at a point in time, like after the first few times, I was like, no, I'm definitely not going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm not doing that. And, so I kept telling them, and so they kept asking me, so I kept telling them no. And then finally, they were like, so what do you think you're going to do? And I was like, well, probably a Mirena or Paragard, because they're semi-permanent, what I call semi-permanent. They're permanent up to a certain amount of years, but you can take them out after that time. And if you want to have a baby, you can. Because of my age, And because of the fact that I have 5 kids, or I had 3 kids before I had the twins, they felt it was necessary to push it on me. And that kind of irritated me. But it's life. And think what you might want to think. I take very good care of my kids. I'm a great mother. So no one pays for their shoes, their clothes, their food, their diapers, their wipes. I pay for that. I work and I pay for it. And I take care of them myself. I don't have my mama, my grandmama, my auntie, my cousin, my, sister from another mother, my brother from another mother, taking care of my kids because I can't afford to financially support the kids that I bring into this world. If I couldn't, they wouldn't be here. Period. I wouldn't bring a kid into this world. I'm not saying I'm rich. I am not rich. Y'all know I am not rich. You see me out here every week. I'm not in no mansion. I'm not driving no Bentley. I'm not rich. But I'm not going to put myself in a position where I can't take care of them. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? I have hard days. I have hard weeks. I have hard months. But, I make it. And my kids stay fresh. If I say so myself. And they stay clean, they stay healthy, they stay happy, and we shop all the time. We have a good time. We go places. Not like it's not just materialistic, but we go places. We do things. Not only that, you know what I mean. I consider myself a great mother. So I'm not gonna say a tuple isn't for everyone. Some people may choose that that's what they want, but that's not what I felt like was for me. So let me just stick to the topic. Yes, msfierceful, I have received the harsh thing. Not so much from family, but from my doctors. They kind of were pressuring me a little bit. From family, it's kind of a different situation. With family, they're kind of just like, mostly my mom, which pisses me off, but she's like, what are you gonna do about birth control? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Da, 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 da. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know. Having babies is not fun. It ain't easy. And it's not something that wasn't an easy decision for me to have the twins. And if you guys watch my previous videos way back when, y'all understand what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I mean. I was like, what? You know what I mean? So the decision to have them was a well thought out decision. So I don't need nobody up in my face like, what you gonna do? Like, I just was like, oh, well, this is fun. Let me just have more kids. Yeah. No, it's not fun. It's not easy. But I do it because I made the choice to have them. So here they are. I'm gonna take care of them. You know what I mean? But just in case you guys are wondering, I am gonna do Paragard or Mirena. I heard Mirena is kind of like so probably Paragard. But one of the two I will choose to do on Tuesday, because ain't no more kids coming through. But let me tell you why I decided not to get my tubes tied really quickly. I decided not to get my tubes tied for a few reasons. One of the reasons is because I am 23. In 10 years, I will be 33. My kids will be, Cadence will be 15, Kingston will be 13, Kaya will be 12, 11 and a half. The twins will be 10. My kids will be older. If I decide to, if I get married, or if I find a husband, or and my husband is wanting a kid, am I gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, 10 years ago when I was stupid and foolish and people were pressuring me, I was like, no, and I tied my tubes, and I'm sorry, husband, I can't give you a kid, and I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm not saying in 10 years I don't want any more kids, because, honey, my kids will be older, I'll have no more babies, and I'll be able to be like, still got to grow back and be able to go out and do what I want to do. But you never know. I don't know where I'm going to be a year from now. I can't tell the future, and it's ignorant to me to think that people can. The twins are crying, so gotta speed this up. Anywho, that's the reason. That's the main reason why I decided not to get my tubes tied. I am going to do something semi-permanent. I think that's realistic. You know what I mean? Because it's unrealistic to think that you won't ever have sex again. That's unrealistic. We're human. But I don't want any more kids. It's not happening. Not through this body. Not anywhere in the near future. So my advice to Miss Fearful, do not let anybody push you or taunt you or make you feel like you're wrong for bringing your children into this world or make you feel like you have no other choice but to do that. There's a rainbow in the sky. That's beautiful. Anyway, you have every right to do what you want to do with your body and your life. As long as you're a good mother to your children, nobody should be complaining. And that's how I feel. I can understand if my kids were in the system or I wasn't taking care of them properly or they were taken away from me, then complain. Then say, oh, you don't need to have any more kids. That I understand. But when I'm, hitting the bricks every day for my kids and you see how they stay dressed from head to toe and how we keep it pushing through here all the time and they're well behaved and all that and the time that I spend on them, don't you ever come to me like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I understand people not wanting to see you struggle, but that's the life I choose. That's the life I choose.